Hi. Oh, there's a door. Welcome guys to Surface Safaris. My name is Brogan. Over here is my colleague Michael.
Good morning, everybody.
And behind the camera is Lauren. And over here is our lovely friend, the little hyena, a little spotted hyena. We'll be taking you through our lovely bush and giving you as much as we can as an experience from where you are sat at home. Alrighty guys, we have a hyena that we've just found. I'm just going to go follow it a little bit, see where it goes. There he is on the road in front of us, where the blue containers are. He's forgotten something in the oven. So it is just coming to, obviously the sun's just about to come up now. Your hyenas are nocturnal, so it's not very strange to have them going back to their den or where they would like to sort of be central part of their territories as it gets brighter and lighter. Obviously the day gets hotter, they don't need to move around. So they'd rather be somewhere and sit and stagnate in that area rather than walking around during the day and just wasting energy. Still going. The eye is going, check. Got a little bit lost there, look like. And you can see, I mean, we have been going at probably around 15 to 20 kilometers an hour, trying to keep up and keeping up with this hyena. And he's just on a trot. They can obviously go over 30, 40 k's an hour. They're not the fastest animals, but what they lack in speed, they help with a lot with endurance. They will outrun an animal in terms of distance. Impalas after 5 minutes of running will collapse, so an hyena can run for half an hour. He's turning off there, he's slowed down a little bit.
2 or 3 more sets of tracks of Nisi there running.
Okay, so Mike's found some tracks running around here of other hyenas, probably maybe from the same clan. Let us go in here. There is a tree line here, so there might be something. There he is, there's 2 hyenas. We have found 2. Hi. So they're busy saying hello to each other at the minute there. There we go. I just want to have a look. Keep your eyes trained on the one that is now sniffing. It almost looks like a Flehmen or Fleeman grimace. It's busy smelling the genitalia of the other one. Often they will do that to say hello, and like dogs, they will smell the genitalia and everything just to get a better understanding of the individual itself, who they are. It's like a handshake in essence. And they'll often sit like this in a clearing, or I mean, it doesn't look like either of them have eaten, but sitting like this quietly, they'll listen out for anything maybe being attacked or killed, and then run to that spot where they can hear it coming from, and hopefully steal the kill off of whoever is killing or making the kill. They do also hunt by themselves, but they also are very famous for scavenging and stealing kills off of other predators.
Is able to just come in and single out this position of this adult there.
Straight. And for argument's sake, it was behind a termite mound and lying down. So, now their sense of smell is insane. It's amazing.
The den is
Yeah.
anything happening there, and then let's see what's happening with that den side.
Which one? The Ingwe?
Yeah.
It's gonna be, yeah, actually, I haven't heard anything.
I'm gonna get towards Main Road Dam 3. If we can follow up on those Madorda and Gala. Where did you guys leave it?
Just to the east of Dam 3 itself by that...
Madorda and Gala were about Dam 3.
Sorry, so by Dam 3 itself, sort of Ingwe Junction.
Yeah, between Ingwe Junction, Main Road Dam 3 and Dam 3 itself.
That's Ingwe Road.
See that, thank you.
There's a giraffe lying down there, guys. Let me go back a bit so we can scope. There's some lovely light on that giraffe as well. So they do, as a species, obviously they do lie down. They are very susceptible to being predated on, or they can get caught when they are lying down like this. When they stood up, they can kick and run and everything away from predators like your lions and leopards. But in this state, it is a little bit of a worry for them. So it is quite rare for us to actually see these animals lying down like this. Quite often they will get up when there's a bit of movement or a noise or something around them in the mornings. And as well, they can stand up while sleeping. They can actually do that. They don't sleep for 5-6 hours at a stint. They will sleep for 20-30 minutes and then wake up and carry on. And Mike is listening to some alarm calls.
Guinea fowl and the geese are going mad by Shkwenga Dam.
Okay, we'll go and have a look. We're going to have a look just now, see if we can find something there. Alarm calls that we're hearing by the dam down the ways. Guys are following up on the lions that we found around. Oh, that's a tree. Alrighty. Skunk. It's interesting detail. Westwards, general direction. Oh, that's muddy. It's fascinating from season to season, the fluctuations and drops and dips with spider webs. I mean, we're driving past one now. There's a golden orb web, so I don't know if you can see it right here on her web. A nice big one here. You can see it's a very successful one because there's quite a bit of food that she's stored in the middle there. I don't know if you can pick it up, but they leave that there so that birds cannot fly into the web itself, because it takes a while for her to build it. And so, yeah, she wants to protect it, look after it. Mikey's just going to go have a look, a better see. I mean, there could be lions that side, there could be leopard, it could be a crocodile walking. It's very difficult to tell.
10 water bucks all lined up on the dam wall,
all looking this way like.
If you get on the other side, they have a squeeze.
Yeah, we can do. Let's just get in there. We get that inflow. I can see the guinea fowl. Biggest problem is the guinea fowl is on the floor, not in the tree. Which should indicate that it's a predatory bird, like a raptor, because your guinea fowl want to be underneath the tree rather than in the tree where it can be predated on. Where if it's a terrestrial predator like a leopard or lion, the guinea fowl is going to get away from it, wanting to get away from it, goes up into the tree to get away from the predator. But these Egyptian geese are coming through here now. They're having a massive fight. There's another Egyptian geese. So they are very territorial. You'll see this territorial fight quite often, and it's throughout the year. They don't choose, it's just always. So there are resident fish eagles in this area. They do frequent this dam, they do fish here often. There's our local, obviously one of the local hippos. Voicing their opinion. But yeah, very difficult to ascertain what has happened. What is that flying there? Hey? A greenbacked heron with its head, or black crowned night heron?
That had an incredibly long neck.
Yeah, and a kaifi. Yeah.
I've got no idea, bro.
Black crested, a black crowned night heron, that's too small. I'm trying to decipher a tree, a bird that's just come past and landed in the tree there, but it was a silhouette and it was difficult to figure out which bird it was. some sort of small heron or stork.
It was a strange build. That neck was.
It was very strange.
To do some research on it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. This is leopard tracks here. Mikey's found some lovely leopard tracks here.
Through that game path.
Straight through towards where that dead tree is. See over here, we have some lovely leopard tracks. Where am I looking there? Going up that way, towards where Mikey is. Very nice tracks. I mean, it is wet. The ground is wet, so it will retain a lot of the moisture and make it look newer than it actually is. But there are little pinpoint things that you can look at, like saliva or poo, scat for a predator, and that will give you a better understanding of the time frame in which that animal was here. We still have a lot of those animals alarm calling around us, all of those birds and everything, and it might be because of this leopard. You can see that it is actually registering. You can see the front track here. Sorry, the back pad has gone on top of the front pad. So it does that so that it doesn't sit or stand on anything else it doesn't know it can't stand on. So the front pad will sit on something if it doesn't stand on a log or a branch or a leaf. It knows the back foot will be able to sit on that spot, on that same track, and not touch anything that will make a noise, and therefore obviously keep its whereabouts unknown to prey species. Pretty boom, 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 boom.
Demonstran around Simon's loop there by the marriage.
Wild dogs have been dropped. Seems like the dogs have dropped now. That Simon's Loop junk, yeah, that rocky outcrop. I think she's just dropped them today or yesterday, this morning. They'll close that den site for another 2-3 weeks minimum. They're too small, and then you slowly introduce vehicles into the den site only when the mom is there, or if there's an adult, and after 3 weeks, I think 3-4 weeks. Ingwe Road. Ngala tracks going westwards from Ingwe Road. Okay, Kabi, it's just you two, eh?
Sounds like.
Okay, cool. Danny, if you didn't mind, I'd like to come and be the third there. Come and give you a hand.
Copy that, you're welcome.
Okay, sweet. Tracks look like they go north from Ingwe Road now. That area there towards the river.
Go to the den side, boy.
That's where we're gonna go. That's where we're gonna go, straight there. We have come across a lovely bull elephant here on our left. We snuck up on him a little bit. This bush willow he was hiding behind is very big and can actually hide an elephant. He's busy smelling us now. Not using the trunk at the moment, busy smelling. He will soon relax. I think it's just us getting here quite when he didn't know. But you notice how he's actually just pulling the leaves off of the branches rather than breaking the branches and trying to eat the branches. The leaves at this moment in time have the most amount of nutrition, especially for these bush willows the tree is eating from. But as you can see, he didn't pick up a massive clump of grass there. He actually picked up what looked like a bit of a herb. Which you will actually have noticed, you would have seen it. Their eyes are situated on their head such that the lower section of the eyeballs, eye socket, is more inset into the skull. So they physically are looked downwards most of their life. That's why when they're looking forwards and further ahead, they have to put their head up high because their eyes naturally face downwards. That's why he could easily go and pick out that little herb without putting his head into the ground and looking like he's looking downwards, like he's doing pretty much now. Same sort of thing. It's just 98% of the time, well, it's probably not exactly 98%, but most of the time the elephants are eating, they are big, their digestive system is very poor, and as a result, they have to just eat a lot, and all the time. They're going to be far away. We just had some banded mongoose come across the road here. They are quite shy in this area. So we'll stop and we'll look and we'll listen, but they might have disappeared. Oh, here you go. They're in the grass, so it's going to be a bit difficult to see.
Drongo's also hanging out.
Yeah, little drongos are incredibly clever birds. They'll actually sit here and wait, and those mongoose running through the grass will disturb little crickets and locusts, and those will fly up and try to get away from those predators, and then during that it actually highlights itself for the drongo to actually see where it is and go and catch it in flight. So this is your lilac-breasted roller. He's calling. He is very, very beautiful, but he's not the most nicest sounding animal or bird. But I think he might just be a little bit angry with oneself. White-back vultures up in the tree here. We haven't parked directly underneath them for very good reasons. It is the morning and they defecate before they fly away, and I'm sure we'll see one do that before. But they do sleep in dead trees like this. It's a lot better to stay in trees like this, especially when or for only really one reason. They're very big birds, they're very heavy. And for them to try and get enough upliftment, they need to jump and throw themselves off of a tree. And if the tree is full of vegetation, obviously it's going to slow itself down, trying to get through all of those leaves. Now you've got a tree that doesn't have any leaves. He just literally falls straight and gets the speed he needs to lift up. Interestingly enough, in this area, in the Shangaan culture, if you are sitting with a vulture like this and the vulture happens to fly away and the branch breaks, the Shangaan people believe that vulture is going to go to a kill. If the branch doesn't break and it just shakes and the vulture flies away, it is said that it's just leaving. It's not going to a specific kill. So it's almost like that vulture is a little bit more excited than just flying away. So he's putting a little bit more power in letting or jumping off of the tree, and that extra power breaks the branch. So it's just a thought. I haven't followed vultures enough to actually get to the conclusion of it, but it's a nice thought process at least. You can hear trumpeter hornbills. Sounds like a baby, but it's actually trumpeter hornbills. You can see them. They're in the tree. They're flying. They're coming towards us. Look at you. Make them curious, and then they'll come and have a squiz. Maybe. So yeah. Mafazi, there's a lot here actually. Up and down in Alice. This is very, very, very high activity for lions here, which is good. This is why we are in this area. The newest tracks come down the road directly this way. We did find a lion den site here 3-4 weeks ago, I would say. And we're just trying to re-establish it, trying to find it again. Yeah, this drainage line is the one here, yeah. So I think she might turn off here. There's still tracks on the road, which is good.
Those other ones there, we're going straight across from the junction.
So maybe there were two, maybe it's the daughters.
The others is up and down, yes. I think they're all three back.
Yeah, I would say so. Buffalo poo there, so maybe like the newer tracks, eh? Oh yeah, it's difficult. Some patches. We had a bit of rain yesterday morning, and that sort of does help, but it also does hinder with hardening some of the soils. If it's wet, it gets very hard afterwards, and then you can't find the tracks. But then you go before or afterwards and you find different soil consistencies, and then you'll be able to find the tracks.
Maybe my daughters would have found
100%, my guy. Should we do the normal route around? So we suspect that the den site is on this side, in this block here, in this drainage line we're about to cross. It's just incredibly difficult to get into, even on foot. Not that we do it on foot if we know it's a den site, but it's very dense, it's very steep. So yeah, better to know if it is a problem that we have that, and then if they move, then we can know that they have moved. Without us knowing where the den site is, we don't know if they're going to move it or not if you don't know where to look in the first place. And baby lion cubs are cute, so we're always looking for them. We can get here, but it looks big. They overlap vehicle tracks as well, so this is very, very, very good. Other vehicles have been following the male lions, and now we have the male lions tracks here. The other guys couldn't find them afterwards, so no more tracks. Which means, okay, cool. Oi. This is a perfect spot for mom to have a den site. Very, very dense vegetation, very dense riverine sort of tributary towards the main river itself, excuse me, as well as water. Getting water itself is vital. And then as well, if you look at it from a greater perspective of things, if your animals need water, your animals will frequent those areas, and if you are in that area, your chances of successfully hunting and catching something go up dramatically. And you need that to happen, especially if you are making you're producing milk for your babies. You need to eat constantly. So we're just trying to pick up on tracks again, and we have managed to pick up on the lion's tracks here. You can see the 3 definite lobes on the back part there. That is typical of a predator, of a cat. Your hyenas will only have 2 spots at the back, 2 lobes at the back here. Your leopards and lions have 3, and cheetah. It looks like she's going into the block here. With these lions, we have the banter pride, which is a mother and 2 daughters. The 2 daughters are around 3 years old, about there. So they have hit sexual maturity, and they have been documented to be mating with other male lions other than the dominant males and their fathers in the area. Now it's okay in nature, whatnot, for your fathers rather say, to mate with the daughters, but it's only typically once off sort of thing. If that happens, obviously it's inbreeding for a lengthy period of time. You're going to start having animals with problems, respiratory problems or something like that. But so now you'll find those females went into estrus. The dominant males were not here to mate with them. They have subsequently mated with other males and non-dominant males in this area. They may have probably fallen pregnant. When those cubs are born, they will be in the territory of the dominant males' territories, and they themselves know that they haven't mated with those 2 lionesses, and they will definitely kill those cubs. That whole process puts the females back into estrus a bit quicker, and then it affords them the opportunity to actually mate with those females. So it's their genetics. Every animal is built in its brain saying that its genetics is more superior to anyone else's. And that's why they have this constant fight to reproduce and to eat and everything, so that you can be strong enough to be able to reproduce, so that you can pass your genetics. And that's nature, or animals in a sort of a nutshell, lions. We have decided to leave the area of where we think the lions are, around that den site. It is a big area, but we don't have any more tracks or anything of them coming outside or out of the block. So it's our assumption that they are inside the block, and the only way we can physically get into them is by following them, because we don't know exactly where they are. Just driving through the area is actually not good for den sites. It destroys the vegetation, and therefore animals can see those lines a bit more easier. So we tend to not drive in when we don't need to. So you physically follow the lines. They'll show you where the den site is. Then you have 1 track in, as opposed to 20 tracks trying to find these animals. But yeah, we'll try again some other time trying to find these lions. It's just today not our day for lions, at least. Elephant on the right here. Hello guys. Why are you running so quickly? Hi. Hello. Come baby. We are sat here at the minute, just trying to see if we can pick up any of the wild dogs. This is apparently where they are denning. There's the alpha female has dropped her pups, and they can even have up to about 22. The highest recorded litter was 22 with one female, one mother. The last year we had, I think it was an 18 individual pack or babies or litter. We don't know, this has literally happened today or yesterday, so it is very new and the babies are very, very tiny, and that's why there's a fair distance between us and the said den site. We don't know exactly where it is, and even so, even if us being here we can't see it, the good thing is that the noises for the car, I wouldn't say habituate the dogs to the noises, but then they just get used to it and us coming and going, and there's no negative or positive aspect to us being here and being around them. They sort of will grow up with that, and they will see how the adults and how their siblings react, the older siblings react to vehicles, and that lack of movement or anything like that, or worry when there's vehicles around them, that gets instilled into those pups really, really, really early on. They learn very quickly. I mean, we can have dogs in a month's time running around the cars, which we do have, and they're young, but they get used to the vehicles and they understand that we don't come and negatively affect them, so we're just an entity. So yeah. Whee! So, Mikey, I wonder, is it not that Shidulu there, but see the Marilla?
That's straight east though.
That is valid. It is literally straight east, yeah. Dog, directly in front of us. Two dogs, see the ear?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, we've just seen the dogs. They have got massive, massive ears and these white tails. And that white tail actually helps them to follow each other through the bushes. But it doesn't help for them hiding themselves, but it helps us to find them. And as well, thank you for the flies, because I think the flies are irritating them, and the ears and the tail and everything, trying to dislodge the flies off them. So yes, we're in exactly the right spot we need to be in. Chuffed. So this is where the den site is, and this is where they have denned before in the past. So it's a rehash, but just a different year, 2026. So I think the only thing that you guys cannot get from this sighting with this wild dog sighting is the actual very, very pungent smell of uric acid. Obviously this is the den site, they'll urinate a lot in this area, and they are there, so use it to demarcate their territory. So it does need to have a smell, but it builds up. That very pungent smell does build up, especially with the wind swirling a little bit. We're getting whiffs of it every now and again. But yeah, very successful morning, I would say. Good stuff that we've seen for you guys. And I'm assuming we're going to have quite a bit of activity with this den site in the next few weeks. One question that might come up from you guys at home is, how do we know that she's dropped these babies? How do we know they're actually actively using this den site? Good question. These dogs, like we were saying, they do have big litters. They have easily over 15 every single litter. So inherently the babies are going to be small, but there's a lot of them, and they take a lot of space up. So that female, where her tummy will be distended just before she gives birth, obviously, and when she isn't, she's a lot smaller. But then there are her mammary glands, which there should be 8, which is quite a lot. But obviously, that being said, there's a lot of pups. Those will be full of milk. She's obviously lactating constantly for the baby. So those are the two definitive things. And obviously, den site wise, she won't move from this place, this specific area, because of the babies being tiny, needing to protect them, needing to hide them, needing to feed them, all of that stuff. They're tiny, they're babies, their eyes are still closed, they are useless. And mom needs to be here to look after them, so she will be here for a few days, a good few days. It is perfect. This is perfect. Might be a bit cold, scenery's not so nice, put a patio there, but there's lovely moving water here, flowing water here. There's a rocky outcrop, and a lot of food, a lot of vegetation, a lot of mammals, a lot of antelope, a lot of impala, which is about 90% of a wild dog's diet is impala. So They will be fine, these pups. So we're excited to have them on our property again. They are a lovely, lovely plus for us, for our guests. So guys, we are just going to double check on a den site that Mike and I found a few days ago. There was a leopard with 2 cubs. So we're going to go and poke our nose in here and have a look to see if we can see them or not. Yeah, hopefully we come right. It's a lot further down. No, you are right, spot on right, yeah. So this was it here, guys. You see that log? So basically this is where the den site is. This is where we found Mom with the cubs. But we also have tracks of her in this riverbed going out and in and out. So it is natural to see that, to notice that. But it might also mean she might be moving them out. We don't know, it's not definitive. We know that they're about 6 weeks old, so they can walk by themselves. So we would assume we would be seeing tracks, and we aren't. But there are animals that do what they want, when they want, wherever they want. So it's just a matter of sitting here and listening, seeing if anything pops up. Yeah. So at the moment we are looking at these tracks over here. This is a female leopard. This is coming just from the den site that we were at a minute or 2 ago. No signs of any little leopards or little leopard tracks. So not the worst thing. Probably better that they aren't, so we know that the pups or the cubs are still there. But there's a lot of baboon activity. You can see this is the front end. This is the front pad and front digits for a baboon, and that is a very much a no-no for a leopard and a leopard's den site. They do not like leopards. They don't gel well. Well, thank you very much for tuning into our sofa safaris. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and hopefully we can make you smile just as much next time.
Until next time.